What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Stuart and I make motorcycle videos. This is my CR125 2001 Honda that I am restoring. If you haven't seen the build so far, there is a playlist up here with all the videos so you can check out the progress that I've made on that build so far. There'll also be a link in the description. Now, if you've jumped over from Instagram, you'll know that I also have a Ducati 696. I love taking pictures of that bike. Bikes and photography are two passions of mine, and I want to share that with you guys. Now, the purpose of this video is to share with you the settings that I use for one of my own presets. Plus, as a bonus, by the end of this video, you will have the same settings so you can open up Adobe Lightroom mobile app and you can save this as a preset and you could edit your pictures in the same way. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, consider hitting that subscribe button. Now, the inspiration behind this picture that I'm editing is an iconic one of Michael Jordan. It's the Wings poster, and I've absolutely loved this picture, and I always wanted to recreate that somehow using motorcycles. And I had this idea of using the handlebars, the view from the rider with the handlebars out, similar to the Michael Jordan poster. So with all that being said, let's get into this video. Got this picture right here. I'm going to be taking this picture from this and turn it into this. Download the Adobe Lightroom app, open that up and import one of your pictures that you want to be editing, and let's get started. Now, this picture, the exposure is pretty good. If you make sure you get your exposure right in the camera, you shouldn't need to change that. But what I do like to do is I like to add the contrast. I'll put that up there at about 31. I like to do that for Instagram. Take the highlights way down, think around there, minus 94, that sounds good. Next thing is I like to bring up the shadows because it brings back a lot of detail that the camera has captured, but is maybe a bit too dark, so up there, around there. Take the whites all the way down as well, minus 72, and then the black, so take that down a little bit as well, take that down to about there, and already that picture is looking much better. Next thing I like to do with this white balance is I'd like to take it a little bit further over to the cooler side, so just going to adjust that temperature there. I think that looks good. And then the tint, I like to go away from the greens, so I'm going to set that about there. That's plus 14. Tint, set that at plus 14. Vibrance, take that down, that's going at minus 20, and then the saturation is going up to, I think, plus 3. Something I like to do for Instagram is I like to boost the clarity. It just really works on Instagram. So plus 52. I'm going to add a little bit of an S-curve, just adjust that right down there, adjust that there. That's looking much better. What's next? What's next? Now, this is where things get interesting. This is where most of the color editing happens. So this is going to be in the HSL slider. Now, with the Ducati, obviously I wanted to boost the reds. So everything else is getting taken out and the reds are getting boosted. So hue, we're going to go right into the red side, going to make that minus 13, saturation plus 2, and luminance plus 21. Oranges, I'm going to move the oranges over. That's going to go minus 11 on the hue. Saturation is going down to minus 9 as well. And then the luminance is going to be plus 16. Yellows, take the hue of the yellows right down to minus 13. Greens, going to get the greens right out of there so that the red really stands out. Hue goes to minus 15, but the saturation is going down. Put that at minus 20. Aquas, don't want any aquas. Put the hue over towards the blue side. That's going to 57. Saturation plus 22. And the blues, take that blue, hue plus 22. Saturation, bring that down. Put that at minus 21. That looks good there. Luminance plus 14. Really starting to like the way that this photo is turning out. Purples, hue plus 12. Saturation, luminance, leave that at 0, and then magenta, left the magenta. So you should have improved your photos there, especially if you got a Ducati. This would be banging right now. Like I say, this is just a personal preference. This is something that I came across. I tend to keep editing my pictures with the red bike, obviously in a very similar way, so that's why I then set up a preset so that I didn't have to keep repeating these steps. Next thing I like to do is to sharpen the image, but I don't want to sharpen the whole image because otherwise it goes grainy. I only want to sharpen like the defined edges of everything. So we do that with masking. When you slide the masking over, if you slide that up but hold your thumb down, you can see the edges. You can see everything that is going to be, sharpened. So I take that right up to there, 97, and then we're only sharpening the edges. We're not sharpening the whole picture. And then put the sharpening on 47. Everything else is the same. Almost done. I always tick remove chromatic aberration. And there we go, boom. Picture looks great. If you want to save these settings so you can reuse them over again, you just one click, you can add this preset. Hit the 3 dots in the top right corner, create preset, call it whatever you want. You can call it Ducaveli preset. My one's called Rosso. Save that, call it whatever you want. You call it Ducaveli preset and save. That will then be saved, those settings, so that when you add other pictures, if you slide along on the bottom to presets and just overlay this straight on, your picture is edited in one click. Boom. Boom. There you have it. That picture looks great. Post it up on Instagram. Let everyone tell you that it's a banger. Now, as I said, I'm not a professional photographer. I am just an amateur. These are things that I have learned along the way. Presets never fix everything, but they are a good starting point. I always use them to see what kind of potential there is in a picture that I've taken. Throw a preset on there and you can get a kind of idea of what could be done with it. Now, this might not work on some of the bikes that you have, but I would love to know if it does. It works really well on my red Ducati, and it strips out other colors so that the red really pops. But I'd be interested to know whether this works for your bike. Maybe you've got a blue Yamaha Black Triumph or something. So if you do use this preset and you post it up on Instagram, make sure you tag me in there, Ducaveli. Use the hashtag Ducaveli preset. I would love to see what you guys can do with this preset. I would love to see how it works in different situations with different bikes or a different subject matter altogether. I would love to see how that turns out. But that's it for this video. Nice quick short one just to share some of the other things that I get up to around motorcycles while I wait on some more parts to come for the CR125 build. And if you're interested in seeing what parts get fitted for that next, it's going to be a good one, let me tell you. Then stick around. If you got anything out of this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Now, what I want to do in this video is I want to share with you some of the settings that I use. I've created my own preset. Now, what I want to do with this video is I want to share some of the settings that I use so that you can create yourself your own playlist. Playlist, ain't a playlist, it's a preset.